Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SHOUTcraft Invitational number 4. Are you still awake?
Yeah, man. Kicking bum.
Yes, indeed. We've got 4 more best of 3s to go.
Yeah, this is really good. I'm actually really excited for this. I'm like not even tired. I'm just like, go, 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 go. These are amazing games.
Yeah, definitely.
Grubby versus Cloud, amazing. Surprisingly, Cloud's actually got an advantage over Grubby in terms of history together. Cloud actually beat, most notably, Grubby in Home Story Cup 3. 2-1 I think back then.
Yep.
But now they're here facing up against each other once again, and Grubby's PvT is something we haven't seen that much of compared to his other matchups. Most notably, his games versus Sound in the Home Story Cup 4. Grubby did very well in the games, but was outclassed by a better opponent. Will Cloud be able to do that to Grubby here?
A good question.
Know, man.
I want to see more of Cloud's macro style, and Terminus is going to be a good map to demonstrate that on, I feel.
Yeah.
Cloud is known for playing macro heavy upgrade, usually bio against Protoss, and generally speaking it works very, very well. He's beaten some very good players by doing just that. So let's see if he can do it against Grubby, who has already shown us some amazing PvP and excellent control. Yeah,
for sure. And this is a very good map for Grubby. Grubby got the first map pick, by the way, and Cloud didn't veto Terminus SE official. This is the map with rocks on the third, but no entrance to the third. A very, very good Protoss map, actually, because it gives you access to that third base really fast.
Yeah, it's something you normally can't get, which is, it's always a nightmare to take the third, as you're well aware, as a Protoss. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. My pleasure to bring you this fellow, who is actually, has got off to a stellar start, really. He's looking very much on form to perhaps take the group as the first seed. I guess we're about to find out. It is
Team Grubby. Grubby.
He's in the red trunks playing Protoss to the east. You got to smirk at that every time, aren't you?
It is quite funny.
Yeah. It is fairly amusing, I suppose. Versus his opponent, who unfortunately has just lost the game 2-0 against one of his teammates. I have to wonder how this is going to affect him here. It is
Alternate Attacks Cloud.
And he is in the yellow trunks playing a Terran to the north.
Yeah, Cloud didn't really play to the level I would have expected him to against SCi4 for sure.
No,
I would have expected a lot more from Cloud. He's a very, very good player. Obviously, we do have teammate mind games going on a lot in that series, but I would have expected definitely better results there. Maybe even if he did lose 2-1, at least take a game from him. And just thinking about that alone, going against a player like Grubby, it may be difficult for Cloud if he plays on a similar level to what we just seen him do. And I think a lot of people are thinking the same. Like, you know, Cloud can't beat Grubby if he's just going to get smacked down like that 2-0 versus SCi4. So, we don't know. Grubby is a very smart player with his decision-making. That's very well known for a lot of people out there. And I think that he's probably just going to be going for like a 1 gateway expansion probably here. And then look to play macro. Cloud, on the other hand, hasn't taken gas, so is definitely going to be playing for that 1 barrack CC. In these spawning positions, drops are going to come into play a lot here, especially
very much
on
so.
That third base.
Yep, it's that third. It's always a nightmare when these spawning positions actually happen and the Terran has this side, because hey, dropships go to play, and it's really easy to bring them in here, drop right in, and constantly harass that third base.
Yeah, that's going to force Grubby to cannon it up probably 2, maybe even 3, because it is quite a wide area as well, and that will come into play later on. But meanwhile, Grubby, seeing the no gas, is now going to poke in, see the command center, so he definitely knows what's going on. So he may even cancel the Zealot and just expand anyway, or just do it straight after without building the Stalker, if he wants to do it fast. If he doesn't, then we could see some early aggression via 3-gate, even taking a second gas, but usually the safest option here is just to go ahead and expand.
Yes, it is. Grubby on the other hand, double chrono boost being put down, wants to get that Stalker out nice and quick to deal with the irritating SCVs that are coming in his direction, and also getting a little bit of map control. Perhaps put on a little bit of prodding pressure. Nothing wrong with that, considering his opponent has just got Marines, so it's worth trying to pick off a Marine here and there. You might as well with that Stalker. And of course, chrono boosting his Cybernetics core to get that warp gate out as quickly as possible.
Ooh, very smart from Grubby. It realizes that Cloud scouted in the last position.
Oh my!
Is gonna hide what's going on.
Straight
and just goes in 4 gates.
Yep.
I mean, he's gonna hide. He's gonna keep a Stalker here to prevent the SCV from spawning it. He has a probe that remained alive on the left Sun Auger Tower, and as soon as Grubby knows that this SCV is dead, he's just going to move out and go kill. The SCV though, Grubby. Okay, that was close, because you can't reveal it if you're going to do a strategy like this, and this may actually end Cloud. He's gone double gas before the barracks finished, And he's now just adding a reactor onto this barracks. He's only got 2 barracks, not a second bunker, of course. But the SCV does go the distance to see no expansion. So he realizes this could be 3 gate. He probably doesn't think it's 4, but it's 4, TotalBiscuit, it's 4.
Build bunkers, for the love of God, basically, at this point. Build bunkers. 3 bunkers, you can hold it, potentially. It depends how well you control it.
I'm surprised he isn't building a second bunker, seeing no expansion.
I mean, that to me is incredibly dangerous.
Because Grubby should have expanded by now. Even if it's 3 gate pressure, you still want a bunker. And now he sees the Starcraft sides. Okay, well, it's really risky, and you're just going to probably lose the game. It's going to be tough, Cloud.
Yeah, this...
And on
he's
this
being
map
so
too,
greedy.
like, the bunker's so far away from the mineral line, it's going to be hard to actually bring SCVs there fast enough to repair. And
I don't see how he's going to hold this. I really don't. It's just...
Here comes
with
the last
one bunker
from Grubby.
It's
probably your zealots. Oh,
I think, yeah.
Where's the warping?
This is... Well, it's not coming yet, but whatever the case, this is... Oh, can he actually keep that bunker up? The straight answer is yes, he keeps it. He gets the timing just about right. And the SCVs will take some damage, but...
Probably should have waited for these extra zealots and then got in,
I'm surprised he didn't, actually. He's managed to get that back up, and now I think he knows what's coming.
He just pick the SCVs off and then the bunker.
Yeah, of course.
Cloud has to pull SCVs from the main, otherwise it goes down.
Pretty much, and the Zealots are tanking a great, massive ton of damage. Down goes the bunker here, and Concussive Shell is not available either, so that's that expansion most likely dead.
Yeah, Grubby can expand from here on out. You know, he doesn't have to just continue to warping units. He's building probes again, so he will be expanding, but he's going to contain his opponent. So it's a very good start here for Grubby. He's killed a lot of SCVs already. 9 SCVs, man. He's going to kill even more. Yeah,
because they're going to go tank damage and hold, because otherwise those are just going to waltz into the base and kill Cloud. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed by Cloud's play at the moment. I have to wonder if he's been a bit tilted after that last match.
I don't know. 18 SCVs killed already, man.
Devastating. Absolutely devastating.
Really fast against SCi4, and now looking in bad shape in this first game here. I'm not sure what's going on with Cloud, but he's definitely not playing his usual self. He's always had trouble against Protoss players, but not this bad. Well, I mean, he took a game off MC at Story Cup 3.
Yeah, he played really well against MC. He really, really did. And MC, of course, the eventual home Story Cup champion. But against SCi4 and then Grubby, it's not like Cloud, is it? And that's somewhat disappointing to see.
Grubby has to be careful, though, because Stim's about to finish, and he could Stim down and kill everything there, and maybe even just go for a direct counterattack. And Cloud scans the natural, sees the naturals just going down now. So it's still not over for Cloud by any means.
No.
Nice play there by Grubby. Hold position Zealots, picks off the supply depot.
Yeah, very, very good. It's like, why not? You didn't even lose the Zealot out of that, so this is really, really nice stuff here by Grubby that we're seeing. Incredibly efficient play style, incredibly polished as well, and that's something I think people have said an awful lot about Grubby up until this point, is that Grubby's got flair, but he's rough. He's rough around the edges because this is not the game he's used to, but I think that's now been, those blemishes in the play have been buffed out to the point where Grubby is just crazy good.
Saving force field there.
Yeah,
otherwise
absolutely.
he would have lost everything. And he picks off the, well, tries to pick off the units. Has to run away now, though. But Cloud can't stim again, really. Otherwise his units are just too far down. He has to build a factory to get medivacs out now as well. And Grubby's just going to go home. He could build or research Zealot Charge in a minute. And I probably expect him to get Zealot Charge. And that's just going to, make things really, really difficult for Cloud.
Yep. It's problematic.
Just going Templar Archives really fast. That's a good decision too. I mean, we talked about that in the SCi4 game on Tada and Malta. You just build 5 Archons and you're going to win, is what I said. And Grubby could actually do that if he takes gases on the natural. There's nothing going to stop Archons at this level. Like, 2 Archons with those units, yeah.
Well, we shall see, won't we?
That's a hard life.
It is. Well, Grubby, on the other hand, is just looking really, really solid right now. Cloud is certainly not out of the game. He's had this command center, he saved it, and he's able to resaturate that mineral line fairly rapidly. And with the 2 mules, he's about where he needs to be, but nowhere near where he should have been had he not taken that much damage and lost like 20 SCVs. Cloud will have to hop that back down there momentarily once he's fully saturated and then try to defend it. But I don't know what it is about seeing. I think Terran players are cutting a lot of corners against Protoss at the moment, thinking, 4-gate is a very old strat, nobody does it anymore, and then suddenly, because they only have 1 bunker, hello. And how much is it really to build at least 1 extra or maybe 2 extra bunkers that you can then salvage later?
Yeah. And 2 high Templars now, kissing. This is before they actually go to Archon. Oh, this is like the
when a mummy Templar and a daddy Templar really love each other.
This is funny.
Yeah, they're just sort of funneling each other at the moment.
I see that left hand touching.
Yeah.
They're touching, man. They're hugging. They're like, Or rubbing each other.
Yeah, one of them might even uncover a leg if we want to get really scandalous.
Ooh, they must have had an argument because they're definitely not going to be an Archon.
Oh yeah, there's actually you can see there's actually storms brewing.
Cloud is like the vicar right now. If Cloud pushes out and just goes for the ceremony, they have to be Archons. But other than that, they don't want to be. No,
they'll be forced together by law and law only, or just simply...
They'd much rather just have their own houses and just storm the crap out of everyone.
Yeah, I think so. Living separately, separate rooms, separate houses, but I don't know. They will be forced eventually to do that. It's okay. They've brought a couple more into the mix. I think that's actually their marriage counselors coming in over the side there. In the meantime, the factory has done its scouting duty and will most likely be destroyed as a result of that.
Oh, look at this. There's going to be 5 storms available by the time Cloud gets there, just about.
That's going to hurt.
4 ready now. There's going to be more, 5.
Spellcasters. Grubby's pretty good at using those, I've been told.
Oh, yeah. He never misses. Like, he always hits. No matter how good you spread, he's going to hit you. It doesn't matter. It's Grubby. He's Warcraft 3 Pro. He doesn't miss these spells.
Don't mess with spellcasting.
Like, he's going to force field and storm you. He doesn't. Look.
Oh!
See? He doesn't miss!
He doesn't... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, he just does not miss. You weren't kidding. You weren't kidding. Oh,
it's so painful.
Ouch. That was murder right there.
It is. Oh, Grubby. He's too good. He's too good. Anyway,
when it comes to spellcasting, definitely.
6 gateways now, and he's just going to go chop the head off Cloud, really.
I think
look at them. They had to get married anyway. They didn't want to get married, but...
They were forced
together.
The
houses. They sold the houses and just went, oh, scrap it. Let's just get together
Well,
again.
one of them got pregnant, so the families forced them to get married.
That's true, because there is a high tempo there, a baby high tempo in the middle.
You do just bear in mind that the Protoss are actually a highly religious race. So that's something to consider. Finally, the bunker's coming down for Cloud here. There's a Ghost Academy at the back there, but Cloud's push got soundly defeated there, doing an immense amount of damage. That is the amount of damage that's been done, as you can see. Double the resources lost here, and Cloud is still playing catch-up in terms of worker count.
And Grubby can take a 3rd, take a 4th, it doesn't matter really. Once again, he's just incredibly far ahead. Cloud's got 2 bunkers. Cloud's upgrades are 1-0. Grubby's just about to get double forge, so that's going to take a lot of that advantage away from Cloud. Meanwhile, Ghosts are coming in though. That is a nice thing for Cloud in this game. The Ghosts are coming, so Ghosts will be able to obviously help fight against this kind of army. There is no Zealot Charge. Oh, there's just finished actually. There is Zealot Charge, but what we'd really like to see from Grubby right now, if he wants to finish the deal, is just throw down a robotics facility, really, and start making Colossus. But right now, Cloud trying to stay in the game. 92 supply. Grubby even puts a Zealot under the command center.
Just to delay it even more. Yeah,
exactly. Here he comes. Oh, no. This is probably not the best engagement for Grubby, though, so...
No, it's not. He doesn't want to run directly into Ghosts and bunkers. That doesn't sound like a very good idea at all. Now he's wishing the back rocks were there, and you know what? They aren't. That's a nice little bit of sniping action going on there. The feedback went down, but it stayed alive. The Ghost was absolutely fine in that regard and gets instantly healed up there as well.
Yeah, now Grubby's on 3 bases. He can add on a bunch of production facility now, and there goes the robotic facility. So we are going to see a Colossus switch very, very shortly, but... Nice pylon on the low ground, though, by that 3rd base. That's going to be annoying for Cloud to have to split his units up.
Very much so. Little warpins coming in there. There's the feedback and sniping action going on both sides. And Grubby forced back, but not losing any units. Another storm goes in the center here.
Yeah. This is very good. That pylon is so annoying.
It really, really is.
You have to split your forces. You have to come down.
It's finally going to clean it up. There we go.
Oh, yeah. There's the death blow. Ooh, double robotics facility coming out. So he's going to go into Colossus in a minute, and Cloud's just not ready. He's on 1 starport. He has no Vikings, of course. That's going to be the death blow. That's going to be so difficult.
The worst thing is, like, Colossus on this map into this choke is devastating. Basically, it hits your entire army across this area, so it's not ideal for anybody as far as I'm concerned. And Grubby, having gotten out of there without really losing anything, he's got a lot of injured troops, certainly, but he didn't lose them, and that's the most important thing right there. He's a very, very cautious commander.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a story. In every single one of Grubby's games, the unit loss tab, it's always lower than his opponent. Even if he loses, it's like still lower for some reason.
He's just a very efficient player. His micro is exceptionally good. His control is great, and he takes care of his units. As simple as that. Here's a well-liked commander. The factory now moving over to have a look, and that's the 4th coming up for Grubby here. And well,
does Cloud know about the 3rd? No,
he does not.
He may think that's the 3rd.
Yeah, he might.
But
That would be an error, certainly. Yeah. And I have to wonder if Cloud will actually start to try and drop at this point, because, like, hey, you've taken that base, okay, time to go. And the High Templar is actually waiting there just for that, as is the Photon Cannon.
And he's about to see double robotics facility now, so he knows that Colossus is on the way. He sees both of them being chrono boosted, so that's actually pretty good for Cloud, because now he can really start. He cancels double medivacs and starts his Viking production. He's also got a second reactor really early on that second starport, so it's not the standard 3 Viking build, it's like 4 every time now. So yeah, that's going to climb up incredibly fast. And as a good Terran should do, starts building +1 shit weapons immediately, because the way that obviously Protoss upgrades work is Colossus come out and they're like immediately 3-3. Yeah. Because that's obviously the way it works. So you have to start shit weapons early enough, otherwise you just won't do anything against Colossus.
Yeah, you can't touch him. And the fact is that Cloud has actually closed the gap quite nicely here. He's still behind, certainly, but he is closing the gap significantly, and a good engagement could help him. But you're relying on a good engagement against a player of the caliber of Grubby, who is the master of good engagements. That is not necessarily a ideal situation to be in. But Supply Depot just being sniped off here, and that actually does supply block Cloud briefly for a little while anyway, and that's going to give Grubby another round of units, and that extends the difference between these two in terms of their supply counts. And Grubby's about to hit 200, and once he does that, he'll probably go, honestly. I don't know if he's going to wait for... He could wait for +3/+3, but it just seems like he'd want to max out and go for it.
Yeah, he'll probably wait for 3-3. I mean, the minimap is beautiful as well. He's got units, zealots, patrolling everywhere, pylons, just so good. And, you know, that's one of the greatest things about Grubby in StarCraft 2 is the engagements, by far. It's so crazy because there's so much stuff that Protoss needs to do. Guardian Shield, Force Field, Zealots at the front, Microing Colossus, making sure the Archons are not dancing around at the back, and all this stuff, and then adding on storms and feedbacks, and it's just so much to do. And Grubby just does everything at once. It's so beautiful to watch a proper fight go down with a maxed out, decent Protoss player. So that's what we're going to be looking at here. He's even getting the Gravatic boosters for the Warp Prism. Can start doing Warp Prism, I mean, High Templar in the Warp Prism as well, making it even harder to EMP. But with these amount of Vikings, it's actually a very fast, decent count from Cloud. He's at 10. And, you know,
wonderful thing about 4 at a time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Cloud's starting to play to his strengths now.
He's got a lot of ghosts as well.
He's a very solid player, but his upgrades are behind compared to Grubby's.
Very much so, and that is going to make the difference in maxed out armies one way or the other. Cloud isn't even maxed out yet. That's the main concern there. His +2 armor is about to finish, but his +3 weapon is nowhere close, and the double +3 from Grubby is coming in.
And cannons in the center of the map as well.
It's tricky. It's tricky. Cloud is certainly not out yet. He's maxed, and his engagements could end up being good, but the storm goes down. Not a huge amount of damage. Feedback takes out a ghost right there, and there's the response, a snipe, which brings down the High Templar as well. And going to try and force his way around here, and he secures his 4th base as well. I applaud Cloud for being as resilient as he is, honestly, and he's certainly got a massive fighting chance here.
Well, that's the first storm I've ever seen Grubby miss.
It is, indeed, unless he was aiming it deliberately for his own Stalkers.
15 seconds more, and Grubby's at 3-3. If Cloud is at 2-2 at the moment, but he's going to allow Grubby to get to 3-3. He obviously doesn't really know the timing of that, but he takes the 4th base now, and things are looking okay for Cloud. He's at 200 supply. He's got a bigger army supply than Grubby as well, so
needs to be careful with those Vikings, and Grubby not taking too much damage. The High Templar sniped off, and the storm lands right in the center, though. That's a lot of damage. He runs into a second one as well. Cloud quickly turns around, but loses a number of units in the process. Grubby fairly efficient in that regard. Speaking of what the balls is Grubby doing there, finally now turn those into warp gates.
Yeah, a little bit late on that.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. He's maxed out anyway.
Just to press W and Z everywhere, and all of a sudden there's just a million zealots, which is a great way to reinforce.
Yep.
He's
Cloud
like
with a lot of energy
gateways.
and a lot of cloaked ghosts now moving in. Only a single observer on the map as well, so these guys could be potentially lethal. Oh, but he spots them, and the Archons and the Colossus now focus fire on the ghosts. Takes a huge amount of damage in the process. The Vikings slaughtering their way through those Colossus rapidly. Storm goes down on the bio units of Cloud. Cloud holds the line for the moment. Grubby actually takes significant losses in terms of his Colossus count. Down come the Vikings, and with their +2 weapons will actually do a bit of damage here, although the Zealots are carving their way through there. Cloud with the remainder of his forces, just by the looks of it, not enough to deal with that.
Yeah, even though that looks really, really close, and even good for Cloud, look at the money in the bank. That's where the difference comes in. Because Grubby's been on 4th base for like 10 times longer than Cloud has, so it doesn't even matter that Cloud's on 4 versus Grubby's on 4 bases. The money that
Grubby can replace the army Cloud
he can just replenish like that, like a click of a finger. Grubby has 200 again, and Cloud, no way, can't do that. Look, he's trying to get 3 upgrades at once right now. He even cancels +3 attack. I'm pretty sure, or is that finished? Okay,
no, he must have finished it.
Like,
Because
oh my god, did he cancel it?
That would be insane.
Yeah. But yeah, so likewise, just too much supply. 3 robotics facilities, 3 Colossus coming down. How many Vikings actually survived in that? 2. Or they're probably 2 new ones because they have 0-0 on them. So no Vikings survived. 3 Colossus at a turn. Grubby's money, man. And Grubby can take a 5th base soon too. And he's gone Stargate. He'd probably go into Fleet Beacon and Mothership as well.
Yeah, feedback goes off right there. Storm coming down. Cloud getting worn down quite unpleasantly there. Admittedly, Grubby did just let his High Templar get in there. The Marauder snipes off another one, so nicely engaged there by Cloud. But this is Terminus, and this is defined by sieges in the center at this stage of the game. And the question is, can Grubby actually take out the Planetary Fortress?
Yeah, and Grubby's almost at 200 supply again. He can go and then rebuild like 20 Zealots again immediately. And if Cloud comes to him, Grubby whoops in 20 Zealots right into the fight. He has 16-ish gateways, and there's the Fleet Beacon, so Mothership is coming out very, very shortly here for Grubby, and that may put a kind of, I don't know, I don't really like Mothership that much against Terran, especially when they've got so many Vikings out.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
He may just go for it anyway.
It's nice to have the option, I suppose. He may want to go to some crazy transition, but Storm ends up missing right there, and another engagement here for Cloud, but that is a good angle for those Colossus, and that is the massacre. A pile of burning bodies are left under that one. Sadly, the Storm kills Grubby's Colossus, but hey, never mind. Another Storm landing on the top of Cloud's forces, and he's now dropped 200 supply. Grubby can reinforce. There's the GG, and Grubby takes that first game convincingly against Cloud.
Yeah, Grubby never really dropped the ball there, to be honest. He was just always ahead and stayed ahead, even though it looks really close in the score. It's just Grubby just banked up so much money. He was never going to lose with 20 gateways or whatever he had then. Mothership on the way, upgrades faster than Cloud, and Grubby, from a simple 4-gate, maintains the advantage throughout the entire of the game, which is what you have to do as a good player, and Grubby does it very well. And unfortunately for Cloud, he's just not having a good tournament at all.
He's not.
He really
It happens, man. It happens. Dark Force, for the most part, didn't have a good tournament either, aside from the last 3 games there. But he did play a good game against Thorzane, certainly, but he kind of fell to pieces there. But some players just don't have good tournaments. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Can't win them all.
No, you can't.
So, looks like we're just going to get the second map from Cloud, as it's his map choice to have being the loser, and then we'll get this underway.
We'll take a quick ad break, folks, and when we come back, Cloud versus Grubby, Game 2.